time, let's proceed with our next theory, which is comparative advantage. So I already mentioned in my previous video, if we cannot determine the absolute advantage of one country must have one absolute advantage, we must use the theory of comparative advantage to do international trade. Such as, for example, I already mentioned in my previous video here, in terms of cotton, Malaysia higher value compared to a higher quantity compared to China, so we know that Malaysia has absolute advantage in cotton. But in terms of rice, both countries has the same value, so we cannot determine which one has absolute advantage in which in rice. So for this question, we must use the theory of comparative advantage. Okay, so it said that those yang buat the one that do the comparative advantage theory named as David Ricardo. Okay, what happened here? So what is David Ricardo do? What did David Ricardo do? He solved the problem of absolute advantage by Adam Smith. Adam Smith kata, if one country ada absolute advantage, barulah boleh berlaku international trade. But kalau ada kes tiba-tiba tak boleh determine which one country ada absolute advantage, David Ricardo ni mengeluarkan satu lagi teori to solve the problem, which is comparative advantage. So it says that the trade between two countries occurs if one country has comparative advantage. Maksud comparative advantage adalah lower opportunity cost. So, country itu akan specialize because in producing one product, while another country has comparative advantage, lower opportunity cost in producing the other product. Kan kita ada dua produk kan? So, satu country ada kos paling rendah buat satu produk, dan satu lagi country tu ada kos paling rendah buat satu lagi produk. Okay, so bila kita dah jumpa tu, therefore each country should specialize in production. It has comparative advantage over another country. So bila kita dah determine negara mana yang ada opportunity cost paling rendah untuk menghasilkan produk tersebut, country tu kena specialize buat produk tersebut. Okay, so here what should we do is, because comparative advantage is about finding the lowest opportunity cost, we must calculate the opportunity cost of the product. So konsep dia sama je, calculation of opportunity cost macam calculation untuk absolute advantage, which my teaching video as previously. Okay, so I already do this in simplified version here. Okay, so saya letak balik je figure dia 60, 20, 10, 10. The total is 80 and 20. Okay, so kita kat sini So this one is production before specialization. So abaikan yang ni dulu, nanti saya akan tukar yang ni. Okay, so untuk determine which country ada comparative advantage, kita kena kira opportunity cost untuk dua-dua barang bagi dua-dua country. So let's go for the first one. Kita nak calculate opportunity cost untuk rice bagi kedua buah country. So cara nak kira dia, Malaysia opportunity cost of producing rice, formula dia mesti barang yang sebaliknya kita tidak cari, iaitu cotton over rice. So untuk Malaysia, the cotton is 60, the rice is 10. So 60 bagi 10 adalah 6. Isn't it? Okay, while for China, opportunity cost of producing rice dia adalah sama formula, cotton over rice, tapi kita kena ambil figure for China. So the cotton for China is 20, the rice is 10. So 20 over 10 is 2. Okay, so which one is the lowest opportunity cost? Mesti ada nilai paling rendah sekali kan? So here is the lowest opportunity cost. Okay, so saya pinjam dulu kat sini. Tak nak, tak apa. Okay, tak apa, saya dah highlight merah tu, nanti dalam notan saya akan baiki, letak notan yang sepatutnya. Okay, so that you do here, compare 6 to 2 untuk rice, 2 lah yang lagi rendah. So maksudnya sekarang ni China ada comparative advantage in producing rice. So rice kat sini kita tulis kat sini. Bukan yang ni lah, yang ni lah kat sini. China has CA, comparative advantage in producing rice. So China will specialize in producing rice sebab opportunity cost yang paling rendah. Okay, next we go for the calculation of opportunity cost for cotton for both country. So the formula is opportunity cost of producing cotton is rice over cotton. Tapi kita kena ingat ambil value untuk negara tersebut. So rice Malaysia is 10, cotton Malaysia is 20. So is 60. So terbalik je. Terbalik yang atas ni. So ni 60 bagi 10 kan, dia akan jadi 10 bagi 60 for the same country lah. Okay, so 10 bagi 60 jawapan dia 0.6. What? Oh sorry, 0.166. So dia akan jadi 0.17. Okay, so while for the China, kita ambil yang terbalik ni, ni 20 bagi 10, ni akan jadi 10 bagi 20. So 10 bagi 20 adalah 0.5. So mana rendah? 0.17 dengan 0.5. 0.17, lowest opportunity cost. So sekarang ni Malaysia cotton, China rice, satu seorang so bolehlah buat specialization. Untuk cotton adalah Malaysia. Malaysia has sorry Sekejap. Okay, I know how to do this. Okay. Malaysia has comparative disadvantage in producing cotton. So Malaysia will specialize in producing cotton. Okay. Alright, so it's very simple, right? Cuma kita cari the opportunity cost, and then after we have find the comparative advantage, we must do the table of the specialization. So Malaysia tadi kita kena buat apa? Malaysia has comparative advantage in producing cotton. So sekarang ni Malaysia akan buat cotton. So ni yang saya buat previously. So because I tak nak type balik, that's why sorry, I letak kat situ. It's okay. Alright, so sekarang kita tahu Malaysia has comparative advantage in producing cotton, so Malaysia will produce cotton. So jadinya Malaysia won't produce any rice. Okay, so dekat rice dah akan jadi kosong. Okay, while China pula ada comparative advantage in producing rice, so Malaysia akan specialize buat rice. Jadinya untuk cotton China akan jadi kosong. So hopefully you boleh make sense kenapa saya letak kosong-kosong kat situ. Alright, so in terms of berapa banyak yang dia kena nak hasilkan, so kita kena pakai prinsip sama macam yang sebelumnya. Nilai asal dalam box apa? 60. Okay, 60. Nilai sebelah yang kita buang, which is 10. Okay, and bahagi opportunity cost. Malaysia buat cotton kan, opportunity cost cotton berapa? 0.17. So ini akan jadi 0.17. Okay, so berapa nilai dia? Sepuluh bahagi 0.17, 58.82. 58.82 tambah dengan 60. So dia akan jadi 118.82. 118.82. Okay, yang bagi 0.17 tu adalah 10 bukan semua sekali. Okay, so while for this one, okay, nilai asal dalam ni 10 tambah nilai yang kita buang kat sebelah iaitu 20 bagi opportunity cost, which is 2. Okay, 20 bagi 2, 10. 10 campur 10, 20. Okay, so in terms of world output, dia akan jadi 118.82. Ini akan jadi 20. Sekejap saya reconfirm the calculation tu ke tak tu. 10 asal 10 bagi 0.17, 28.82, 60. Betul. So this is our table after specialization, right? And then kita nak buat table after trade. So bear in mind the figure here should be the same. Cotton tadi 118.82, while rice is 20. In this case, I already mentioned in my previous video, so bila kita buat specialization, our world output akan bertambah kan. Of course untuk cotton nampak daripada 80 meningkat jadi 118, tapi for rice is the same, right? Tapi it is much better because we have one product improve in production. Okay, even though yang ni tak improve tapi much better. Now cotton in the world has increases because we do specialization. Bukan nak kata China being inefficient walaupun dia specialize dapat 20 juga. Tak, dia tengok nilai asal dia. Asal dia 10 je dia boleh hasilkan, dan bila dia specialize dia dapat 20. Means that there is an improvement, so it will be fine asalkan dia tak menurun. Okay, and then afterwards kita nak buat production after trade. Macam biasalah, nak cari production after trade, kita akan cari term of trade. Tapi kita kena ambil satu sahaja term of trade. It's either terms of trade in terms of rice ataupun terms of trade in terms of cotton. So which one depends on you. Dia dekat sikit, cantik sikit. Okay, kita nampak. I'm just wasting my time. Okay, so here untuk rice, So kita tengok rice. 6 tambah 2 bagi 2. So 6 tambah 2 bagi 2. 6 tambah 2 8 kan. 8 bagi 2 4. Okay, betul tak? So 4 So dia punya nisbah adalah 1 nisbah 4. Macam kind of weird. Not sure what happened here. The figure is the same. I follow the figure. It's okay. I don't think we have to do calculation. Tapi macam previous memory saya, nilai dia tu macam lain sikit. It's okay. So kita kena ambil barang yang sama. Rice with rice. 6 plus 2 divided by 2. 8 bagi 2 4. So 1 nisbah 4. So to trade 1 ton of rice with 4 ton of cotton. While if you are using a term of trade in terms of cotton, dia akan jadi 0.17 campur 0.5. 0.5 campur 0.17. Okay. So 0.5 plus 0.17. 0.67 divided by 2, 0.3334. So nisbah pertukaran dia akan jadi 1 nisbah 0.34. So to trade 1 ton of cotton with 0.34 ton of rice. Okay, so which one yang nak pilih? So kita pilih yang rice lah, senang Okay, nisbah pertukaran dia 1 nisbah 4. Tapi kita dah hasilkan banyak ni, tak 1 saja kan. So kita darab. Tapi kalau kita darab 20, saya rasa tak jadi. Sebab apa? Yang ni pun sikit je production dia, 20. So apa kata kita darab dengan 10. So multiply by any number tu, it's up to you. You kena do lah. Tapi you tak boleh multiply dengan number yang menyebabkan terlebih daripada nilai yang dia dah hasilkan. Okay. So 1 multiply by 10, 4 multiply by 10. Dah terlebih lah kan. Kalau 4 multiply by 10, dia akan jadi 40. Tapi kita cuma ada in terms of cotton, kita cuma ada 20 cotton. So let's go by 4 by 5. Betul Okay, so I decided to multiply by 4. Okay, so kita punya ni 1 nisbah 4 kan. Jadinya bila kita multiply by 4, jadinya dia akan jadi 4 nisbah 16. Okay, so maksudnya pertukaran dia 4 tan rice dengan 16 tan cotton. So siapa yang buat rice tadi? Rice adalah 20 kat sini kan. 20 dia kena hantar 4 equals to 16. So rice kat sini akan jadi 4. Okay, while Malaysia buat 118.82, dia kena tolak hantar 16. Okay, 16 is cotton. Okay, so equals to 102.82. I think kalau we go for 10 pun is okay. Sebab yang depan ni adalah rice. 1 darab 10 bawah 10 kan. Okay, let's change sorry, I'm a bit confused now. Because okay, so dia akan jadi 10 nisbah 40. So in terms of rice, tukaran dia tolak 10, tinggal 10 kat dia. Dia bagi dekat Malaysia 10. Ni hasil tambah this one with this one will be 20. Maksudnya betul lah, total tak berubah. So for this one, tolak 40. Minus 40 is equal to 78.82. Okay, so we got here 40. So the addition of these two numbers will become 118.82. Okay, so this is how you do it. It's basically the same, cumanya untuk comparative advantage ni kena cari opportunity cost dulu. When you have already got the opportunity cost, then you can determine which one are the comparative advantage in what product, and get to specialize afterwards. Okay, so let's look at the question lah. In terms of the slide, that's it. We have done untuk topic international trade part 1. Untuk balance of payment, I'll do in our another teaching video. Okay, so the gains from trade and so on, I already mentioned that. You can fill out this one, everything will be fine. Okay, so let's look at the question. Question part A, right? Okay, here. So this is the question. Alright, so the following data shows the production possibility of Australia and New Zealand, two countries, Australia and New Zealand, before international trade. It is assumed that the wheat and cotton are only two goods produced. So ada dua produk yang dihasilkan, iaitu wheat and cotton. And then it said here, the unit for wheat adalah bushel, for cotton adalah bales. So ini unit pengiraan dia. Macam tadi saya kata tan kan. So it depends on the question lah. See the nak pakai bales ke bushel ke, depends on the question. Okay, it is assumed that the wheat and cotton are the only two produced, and the country divided resource equally to produce wheat and cotton, because each country is producing both products. So the first question is, right, to solve this problem, first of all, we must answer the question, in production of which good do Australia and New Zealand has comparative advantage? Which one? Sebab dia nak comparative advantage kan. So bila dia kata dia nak comparative advantage, what should you do is, you must find the opportunity cost for both product. Okay, so I have the answer for this already. This is the answer, question 1. So what did I do is, for both country, Australia and New Zealand, I find the opportunity cost for both product. So you boleh letak product untuk both country ataupun country for both product. It's up to you, tapi make sure you baca dengan betul lah. Okay, so sekarang for Australia, opportunity cost of producing wheat is cotton over wheat. For okay, opportunity cost of producing cotton is wheat over cotton. So kita ambil yang Australia, cotton over wheat, cotton dia adalah 400, wheat dia adalah 300. So 400 over 300 is 1.33. Okay, you can do your calculation. And then opportunity cost of producing cotton for Australia is 300 over 400. Just shift these numbers, okay, tukar atas ke bawah, 0.75. And while for New Zealand, for both product, for wheat it's 2, for cotton it's 0. I cannot see that, 0.5. Okay, so kita compare produk yang sama, jangan compare untuk dua negara ni, untuk dua produk dalam satu negara, produk yang sama. So untuk cotton and cotton, which one is the lowest? 0.75 dengan 0.5, mana rendah? 0.5. Sebab tu saya letak star kat situ. So meaning that New Zealand has the comparative advantage of producing cotton. Sebab tu saya tuliskan New Zealand has comparative advantage in producing cotton. And untuk wheat pula, tengok 1.33 dengan 2, mana rendah? 1.33. So meaning that this is belong to Australia. Australia has comparative advantage in producing wheat. Okay, so we have solved the first question. Second one, show the amount of wheat and cotton produced by each country after specialization. And so this is, we draw the table after specialization. So follow the first the table before specialization. Just make sure you know now Australia has comparative advantage in producing wheat. Jadinya untuk cotton, Australia takkan hasilkan, dia akan jadi kosong dekat cotton sebab dia akan hasilkan wheat. Untuk New Zealand pula, sebab they will produce cotton, that's why in terms dia dekat kotak wheat tu, untuk New Zealand dia akan jadi 0. So macam mana nak letak figure kat dalam dia? Nilai asal, which is 300, plus nilai yang kita buang kat sebelah, which is 400, divided with the opportunity cost yang untuk wheat for Australia, which is 1.33. So you dapat 600.75. Okay, for this one, nilai asal 200 plus nilai sebelah yang kita buang, which is 100, divided by the opportunity cost of producing cotton for New Zealand, which is 0.5. So it's 400. So this is the table after specialization. Okay. Next is, dia kata, suggest a term of trade that will benefit both country. So, kita pilih term of trade tu, kita tambah opportunity cost barang yang sama kan. So, in this case, saya ambil wheat. So, for wheat, the opportunity cost 1.33 untuk New Zealand adalah 2. So, 1.33 plus 2 divided by 2. So, the term of trade is 1 nisbah 1.67. So, kita interpret dia to trade 1 bushel. Because penjodoh bilangan untuk wheat adalah bushel. 1 bushel of wheat with 1.67 bales of cotton. Okay, so that one is the first one. And let's go for the second question. What is the meaning of comparative advantage? So give the meaning. So you tak perlu hafal pun, you faham dah tadi kan, masa you learn about the teaching video. In the teaching video, comparative advantage means the ability of the country to produce the product at the lowest opportunity cost, while the other country has lowest opportunity cost in producing another product. So this is the meaning of comparative advantage. And then they ask, which country has comparative advantage in producing of steel? So dia nak tahu dari segi steel je, negara mana yang ada opportunity cost paling rendah. So kita kira lah steel, the formula kalau nak kira opportunity cost is weight over steel. So kita cari yang Brazil dulu. Brazil opportunity cost of producing steel, weight over steel, which is 4 divided by 10 is 0.4, while Argentina opportunity cost of producing steel, weight over steel, which is 10 divided by 2, which is 5. So 0.4 and 5, which one is the lowest, is 0.4. So we can say here Brazil has comparative advantage in producing steel. Okay, list 2 advantage of international trade. This one is in your notes lah. First of all, because we do specialization, the world output will increase. We have varieties of goods and services. We have higher income and lots more advantages. Just list 2. Okay, so we have several more there, question there, and I have the answer here. I'll give it to you, no worries. The thing is, you need to try before you look at the answer. Kalau you tengok answer sambil tu, baca tak jadi, dia kena kira. So I don't think you have problem with this. And you can also try to solve the essay question, to tackle the essay question, because I did not give answer for essay question. Cumanya you can ask in the group WhatsApp if you don't know how to answer the essay question. We have lots of essay question there. So normally it's about the advantages, about the advantage is merit, disadvantage is the demerit, and also the question will ask about the tools of trade, the reason of trade, the reason of protectionism, and so on. So here they will ask how to differentiate between absolute advantage and comparative advantage. What should you do is, first of all, you give the definition. What does it mean by absolute advantage and comparative advantage? And then you can show in terms of figure. Buat table, bagi tahu kenapa yang tu boleh solve dengan comparative advantage, yang tu tak boleh. Macam itulah. Okay, you may try the question. Alright, so that's it. This is our second this is our teaching video on comparative advantage.